Spirit scaling and weapon scaling is one of the most unique elements in Deadlock that I think it is very underappreciated. I do agree that it is kind of confusing initially. I was also very confused with spirit and boon scaling, but as I understood the mechanics of the game, it became very easy to understand. I think we can take this mechanic and integrate into single player experiences, right? Let's take Skyrim for example. I love Skyrim, but unfortunately there are some weapons or armor sets that I cannot progress to the late game with. For example, Blade's armor is one of the most coolest looking armors. It's basically a samurai armor basically, and we have a katana and a shield that looks so good, but unfortunately as you progress to the late game, there are much better materials like Daedric or Dragonborn armor, right? So it actually makes less sense to use these type of armors even though they look so cool. But what if we introduce some sort of a level scaling? Like let's take katana for example. Based on your agility, the attack speed is going to increase, and based on the strength, the bleed damage of katana will increase. That sounds very exciting. Let's take more examples. Let's take sword for example. So based on your strength, the damage of sword is increases. And for example, greater swords, right? Like big axes, battle axes. For them, the scaling is even more greater with the strength. So it makes so much unique aspect with the weapons and armors, right? So I really think this scaling, that I don't know if Deadlock is the only one, but this is the first time I'm seeing such a unique way of integrating an entire component, and this component can be used to improve certain statistics. That is very cool. And similarly, items in Deadlock are so cool. I'm just recently getting into Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop games, and it seems, counter spells and all other magical spells are very important in Dungeons and Dragons. And it seems, when I heard about counterspell, I immediately thought about the Deadlock item, counterspell, right? And that's what I think about Deadlock's item, is that most of them feel so unique. My favorite is Split Shot and Ricochet. I never saw these type of items in any other game actually. So not only that, I'm actually developing my own items just for fun. I will actually talk about all of these items in my video in detail, why I'm making these changes. But yeah, these items, again, the general idea is cool, right? So that's what I wanted to go with. I know they are not completely finished, but I think Deadlock can use some new fun items. And again, if the leaks are true, I talked about all my leaks in my video, but the leaks suggested that we are getting some sort of a rogue-like game where if we level up, we get 3 different items we can select. Not out of 3, we can only select 1, but we get that option, right? So very similar to roguelike. So if that's the case, then I think having some fun extra items like, again, ethereal strings, that sounds very dumb, but it sounds very fun as well, right? So Deadlock can experiment with items so well. And if the game modes, like not only the roguelike game mode, but if they're introducing new game modes, there is so much potential, dude. So yeah, the items in Deadlock are so cool, and the scaling in general is one of the most unique mechanics that I have seen in any game. And I think we can take both of these and integrate into any single player experience, and we can still create something very unique. Another thing that I completely forgot is the music in Deadlock is genuinely insane. I hope I can explain it properly, but once you go into Deadlock and you try to select any tile, there is a rhythmic tune behind it. I hope you're able to understand it because it is insane, dude. If you go to the hero select screen and you try to move your cursor around, the music of the tiles is in sync with the music. I don't know how to exactly point it out, but it is genuinely insane. There is also a video of how the music actually builds up from you logging into Deadlock and then going and selecting play Deadlock. So yeah, music in Deadlock is genuinely very creative. I'm very excited to the public release. Like, what are they going to do? What else can they actually do? It is very, very interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. If you find there are other mechanics that are very unique and I didn't talk about it, then please tell me about it, because again, there are so many things in the Deadlock that are just behind the scenes. We don't even know about it. But yeah, I think a lot of people will also get to know about it. So if you know anything, then please tell me about it. But yeah, that's it. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care of your health, sleep well, and bye bye.